All right, so beautiful and amazing people, we are live here. And I just wanted to say, just for all those that have reached out to me to start for the Transformation Greatness series, I truly appreciate you. And so for tonight, guys, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to be doing this one solo. And so just to let you know, I still got some great people I'm going to be interviewing that's coming up very shortly. And so it's going to be fantastic. So let's go ahead and move right along for everyone that's on Facebook. If you're catching us on the live, put in hashtag live. Let me know where you're tuning in from, of course. And also, if you're catching us on the replay, go ahead and do the same thing. In addition, as well, I have it streamed over to YouTube. So by all means, if you catch this on the YouTube, definitely please feel free to say hello. But I just want to go ahead and jump into this topic here, in which I want to come to you from the standpoint of competitive versus collaboration. And that's something I'm pretty sure that you have heard as far as for maybe the past 2 years, it's all about, is it is it better to be competitive or as far as in with collaboration? And I guess it really all depends as far as on how the way you look at it. It's all based upon everyone's perspective. Like I'm gonna give you an example that if you know anyone that's like super competitive, most of the time they're gonna be individuals that's like your A-type personalities, your alphas, right? Those are the ones that's gonna be like, you know what, I gotta be first, right? I just gotta win. And I don't blame them. I don't knock them because that's just part of their true personality. Those are the real go-getters. Those are the ones which that you find that are like leaders. Some may look at them as like natural born leaders. And those are the ones that like to have like big teams and big organizations, right? They just want to win at all costs, no matter what, right? And so in a society in which that I have been learning, and I noticed in my 44 years of living, right, is what's that this really, with the country that we live in, is really backed on that. It's about as far as being your very best, right? It's about reaching to the top, the American dream, so to speak, right? In order to be successful, this is what you gotta do. You gotta grind hard, right? You gotta win at all costs. You gotta do by any means necessary, that sort of thing. And so as a society, we're pretty much conditioned as far as like in order to be the top dog, you just gotta go ahead and make it happen, right? Here's what I've been discovering and what I've been noticing as far as myself, right? And I'm not saying as far as that you cannot, make it that way. If that's you, that's totally fine. Whatever floats your boat. I'm not knocking you nor judging you whatsoever. But here's what I have discovered. And what I've discovered is that when a person is like that, more times than not, it's because of the fact that at some point they had what is known as a scarcity mindset or a scarcity mentality. What do you mean by that, Sean? What I mean is this: is that those that develop that, right? If you listen really to their backstory, you hear as far as on how the way they used to struggle, how the way as far as that they either had like a single parent, like a mom or dad, more times than not. As far as how the way they came up, it was very rough, very difficult, and really it was just really survival of the fittest, more so fight or flight, so to speak, right? Being in survival mode. I definitely ID and resonate with that because part of my story was in fact that like survival mode, right? Being that fight or flight, right? Like just putting your hands up and just really just being on the offense. But also too, with that, as an entrepreneur, if you still come across as far as with that, right, with that competitive mindset, like, you know what, I gotta be the top dog, right? I don't need nobody help. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it by hook, by crook, or even by force. What happens, and again, this is just as far as from what I have discovered, right, is that when you do so, you give up a sense of energy as being like insecure, perhaps. Some people may look at you as like, what are you truly hiding, right? You're being super aggressive in a sense. And again, for those that have that competitive mindset, it's not so much that they're trying to be mean or be nasty. Don't mistaken on what I'm saying, but to look at it from a different perspective, right? That's one way of looking at that. And so for myself, I said, okay, based upon my personality and how I am, because I'm more so of a support, right, or a nurturing type, but I do have some within me as well, because I'm a kind of individual. I like to get things done, and so this notion of collaborating, it is something that I've been noticing, in which truly it fits more of my personality and more of my style, because I'm more of a connector anyway. I love people. I love to be able to connect the dots, so to speak, and really be able to offer and give value, right? Not only as far as my audience, but also in addition to who I come in contact with. And that's my true personality. That is my true core. And that's where I'm currently at in my life. And so what I discovered, once again, that discover word, is that when you collaborate, you're able to go a whole lot more farther. There's a saying in which that if you want to succeed, I'm sorry, if you want to go far, then do it alone. If you want to go farther or have more staying power, then you collaborate. And so it makes sense that the people that I partner with, the connections in which that I made, the connections in which that you made, the people in which that you partner with, who you resonate with. When you collaborate, do you notice like a sense of wholeness? You feel like, as far as like your momentum is just shifting even farther, and that you're able to accomplish more things as a unit with a community of like-minded individuals than you can possibly do on your own. Oh, also, I didn't mention there are doors that opens up, right, when you're part of a collaboration, as opposed if you used to do it like solo, right? And I remember too, as being that person, I was like very competitive, right? Being that lone wolf, like, man, I don't need no help. I don't need nobody. I got this, right? I got the sales experience. I got the swag. I got the gift, the gab. So I don't need no help whatsoever, right? I'll figure this out. Have anybody ever heard that before? Does that sound familiar? Right? And so you can get far, you can go far with that, but it's going to be a lot of bumps and bruises that you're going to go along the way. As opposed when you collaborate with the right people in which that you're aligned with, right? Whether it's coaching, speaking, radio, TV, media, it doesn't matter. But when you collaborate with the right people, right, that has the same like minds and intentions as you do, now you're able to like soar, and you're able to go to high heights. And so again, guys, this is just all about perspective here. Just really just want to go ahead and bring this out as far as to the forefront. And again, it's not a matter of what's right or what's wrong. And again, I'm not here to judge or even condone anybody whatsoever, but it's just something for you to really think about. And as a thought leader, I love to come up as far as like with different concepts, different topics, as far as what to speak about. Because if you know me, I love to have a dialogue, and I love as far as for interaction and engagement, and really get to understand how other people think, right? And why is that? Is because of the fact that the more I get to understand how the way people think, the more well-rounded I become, and thus I'm able to be able to help people and understand, each other on a more deeper level, if that makes sense. And so the art of collaboration is amazing. And I know when it comes to competitive, again, like I mentioned earlier, as far as on this call, that society, that's something which that we all been programmed and conditioned, especially in sports and in media and different things of that nature. That's just the culture in which that we live in. And again, it can serve. It has its benefit, right? Especially if it's, in my opinion, healthy competition. Because of course, You want to be able to push each other, right? You want to be able to encourage each other, like, come on, man, come on, you can do it, come on, come on. Hey, that wasn't your best, you know what I'm saying? You can come a little bit harder with that. You can come a little bit more deeper with that. You know, you can put a little bit more, umph in that. Now that's fine. In business, there's healthy competition, but in actuality, if you want to look at it from another vantage point, you're really you're really not in competition with anyone but yourself. What do you mean by that, Sean? What are you talking about, man? What I mean is this, is that when you have a mentality of every day, listen to me now, every day, at least getting better by 1%, think about that. 1% better each day. There's 365 days in the year, according to my knowledge, unless there's more, right? At the end of the year, you have gotten tremendous growth. To want to be better than you was yesterday, the day before, heck, even 5 minutes ago, it's so much more better because you're competing against yourself. You want to grow, and that's going to motivate and drive you, as opposed if you see, someone else is in your industry, in your niche, and you're like, oh man, you know what, I gotta be better, right? I gotta get to that level at all costs. Because if we look at it from that standpoint, right, then you lose any morals or ethics, and now you'll be willing to take shortcuts, in which in turn will it be beneficial for you? That's something which that you gotta ask. But with the collaboration aspect in which I'm talking about is that you're still able to have that friendly competition, right? It's fun, friendly competition, but now you guys are in a collective, right? You can mastermind, you can learn from different points of view, you can learn from others, right? That has been exactly where you're at and knowing on where you're trying to go. And it can give you that positive support system and open up doors in which you could possibly have done. Just something to think about. And so, in closing, guys, again, this is all about perspective. I understand that everybody personality type is totally different. Some is the really like the go getters, right there, by any means necessary, and that's the way in which that they're naturally wired. That's the way in which that they're conditioned, which is all good. But then you have those, like I mentioned, that's all about the support system, right? They're all about seeing as far as how can I be beneficial? How can I serve and give with the gifts and talents in which that my higher power, the universe, God, whatever you believe, right? How can I contribute to that? And so again, it just all depends on your perspective. I know I said that about 5 times. I probably look at this and be like, Sean, you said that so many times. You got to clean that up. But hey, this is what I'm talking about with the 1%, right? Because I'm even in the process of learning myself. And so, in closing, I'm going to go ahead and land this plane here. Is that it's all about on what you perceive, and whether we decide to go with the competitive nature or the collaborative nature, I just recommend just go full force with it. And as long as you're learning and you're growing and you're getting better each and every single day, then it's all worth it. So I hope that somebody got some value and insight from this. Please feel free and let me know, as far as drop a comment if you will, as far as if you got value from this, if it's anything that you notice in which that I can improve. If you didn't get any value, by all means, please feel free to let me know. This definitely helps me as far as to improve, because again, it's all about improving 1% each and every single day. So I appreciate you so much, everyone. Enjoy as far as your Thursday evening. And if you're interested and like to know more as far as what I'm a part of and what I'm currently doing, by all means, please feel free to reach out to me. So I'm going to end this segment like I do all my others here. And if what I stated here on a Transformation Greatness series either motivated, encouraged, or inspired at least one person, and may God be the glory, and I take no credit for absolutely none of it. Until then, y'all all been amazing. Please be on the lookout as far as my future guests, because it's going to be amazing. And by His grace and mercy, look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Peace and love, family. Thank you.